Hello, and welcome to another Liftinstituut expert session. In this series of short video discussions, experts from all around the world share their knowledge, experience, and views on a variety of vertical transportation subjects. Today we'll be talking about international safety and security risks and how we reduce those. And joining us are two guests today. We have Willem Kasteleijn, he's a product manager at Liftinstituut, and we have Robert Kaspersma, he's a senior manager of certification at KONE. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kevin.
Happy to be here. Willem, we'll start with you. Why don't you tell us about your role at Liftinstituut and a little bit about your background in the industry?
Thank you, Kevin. My role within the Liftinstituut has already been started a long time ago, in 1987. Started as an inspector to do the inspections in the field of lifts and other equipment we do at Liftinstituut. My actual role is product manager, certification. So I'm technically responsible for our work we do in product certification of lifts, safety components for lifts, and some machinery components.
Great, excellent. And Robert, why don't you tell us about your background and what you do today at KONE?
Well, as you already said, I worked 2.5 years with KONE as a senior manager certification, and before that I worked 24 years with Liftinstituut.
Excellent.
So I know a little bit about certification, and in my current job I'm responsible basically for all certifications within KONE, both in Europe, China and North America.
Okay, fantastic, excellent. Well, a lot of experience here, and let me tell you, let's talk about the fast pace of development that's happening in the world right now. Obviously, everything is going digital, and technology is intruding into every element of our lives. And how is that affecting the lift industry specifically?
Well, first of all, the lift industry is a very traditional industry.
Right.
So since ages, 100 years ago, when the first elevator was developed, standards were as well developed. But with the new regulations which were introduced in Europe about 20 years ago, it was much more easy, or at least it was a path how to basically go faster in this innovation and development phase.
And does that mean that so that has slowed down as a result of increased regulation, and does that make things a little bit more static now than they were before?
Well, actually, the regulations system has also been developing in the last, let's say, 25 years at least.
Okay.
Because it was not, it could not be sustained that requirements for lifts were very prescriptive only.
Right.
Because that hindered the innovation, and that's why in Europe the European directives were developed. Which shifted actually from prescriptive requirements to more requirements about safety goals to be achieved.
Interesting. And you know, if we take away all prescriptive requirements, does that mean that innovation accelerates as a result?
Well, these prescriptive requirements still exist, alongside these more performance-based regulations, as mentioned in the Willem in the directive.
Right.
And with this innovation possibility, KONE was one of the first to introduce the machine roomless elevators about 25 years ago. And that's why also I think KONE has now been considered one of the most innovative companies still.
And when you describe that, I picture a balancing act. You know, I wonder about how safety balances with the innovation of machine roomless lifts or other things that are more directly related to how they operate. Are innovative techniques always safer techniques, or might you lose safety in that process?
Well, basically what we do, we follow the regulations, and on top of that, we ask an independent body like Liftinstituut to review our products, and they will evaluate based on our risk assessment whether or not this product is equally safe to the prescriptive standard.
And I'm picturing there, some innovation, some hypothetical innovation to an elevator that might not be very well tested, might not be used in the field, of course. And so, how do we ensure how do we avoid a safety reduction, when adding these new elements?
Well, that is, I surely understand your concern. We have definitely seen in the past that innovation did not always lead to safer products.
Okay.
But we have seen examples where innovation was challenged in the wrong way. And where the manufacturer and the notified body did actually not do the proper job to develop a safe product and to certify in the end that product. And that has unfortunately led to dangerous situation, accidents, which through the years proved to us that it is so very important to have a high-skilled notified body in the process of certification to avoid such kind of risks in the end.
Okay, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so basically the competence level of a notified body will ensure you that this product which we have developed or other companies have developed are reviewed in a way that it is ensured that when we put this product to the market and in public use, that it's safe to use. And for example, in the past we had a certification of a door lock, not within our products because it was machinery directive. Okay. But the door lock was electrically operated, but was not properly operated, and therefore it was possible to open a door at a landing where the lift was not present.
Oh, yeah, that's no good.
So that can lead to a dangerous situation, you can imagine.
I can, yeah. And as you say, it's the competence of Liftinstituut or these independent bodies can help to ensure that something that's maybe not tested or maybe not very well established is safe enough for human use, or safety is not reduced as you add these elements. And what about, the first thing I asked about digital developments or technology in the computerized direction? Like, what about the related safety risks there?
Well, as you can imagine, that all companies nowadays enter the market of IoT, of course, Internet of Things. Yeah. And these products also and solutions we can provide require to have evaluation done for not just security, but also for cybersecurity. Yeah, yeah. And these things are stored in the cloud. For example, some kind of early preventive maintenance is done. These services, that's what we provide. Yeah. And recently, I think a few weeks ago, or even a month ago, there was a new standard introduced, ISO 8102-20, which covers cybersecurity for elevators and escalators. Wow. Yeah. Yes.
So it's keeping up with the related threats. Yeah.
And this standard is based on the IEC 62443, which is a standard which is done in process industry and automation system. So, and together with then a quality system like ISO 27000 series, we ensure within our company that at least the cyber security of these solutions are developed in a safe and continuous way.
That's good. I'm picturing a net is being woven, for safety against things. Yeah. Willem?
Well, to add to this, looking at product safety, you see indeed, like Robert said, development of digital systems, programmable electronic safety systems are becoming more and more important. And you see, for instance, a specific standard for that, IEC 61508. Addresses the way how to develop such kind of programmable electronic systems. Yeah. Not only seen from the technical part, but I'm very happy with that, also seen from the process part. So it's of course the safety techniques are very important in such kinds of, but the process is of equivalent importance. Yeah. So that standard 61508 also addresses that in the complete developing process, you have to form a team which is dedicated to the development of the whole product, from planning to hardware development, software development, verification, validation, etc., etc. And so in the end, you can conclude you have a safe product.
Okay.
And it's important that in that process, all the steps are traceable, forward, backward, etc., etc. That responsible people are known. So then in the end, you can find the conclusion, the ultimate conclusion that you have a safe product.
Yeah.
And that's so important, because in such kind of systems, the safety risks and the failures are not so easily to be detected.
Yeah.
Compared to traditional systems
Exactly.
like the mechanical and the electrical system that we are 100 years already used to.
Yeah, if somebody threw something in the gear, you could just look with your own eyes, and now it's a lot trickier.
Yes, exactly.
But on the flip side, digital technology means someone could interfere with an elevator 1,000 miles away, and I would know about it immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's and then also in this assessment of such kind programmable electronic systems, it's also important to have a certain balance, because you can try to reach ultimate safety.
Yes.
Which in the end could lead that your availability or your reliability of the system will be reduced.
Yes.
And I can give maybe an easy example of that. For instance, take the self-driving cars.
Yes.
We see more and more developed.
Right.
When you try to reach ultimate safety of those self-driving cars, you could even go so far that a falling raindrop would be seen as a crossing pedestrian.
Yeah, yeah.
And which would cause the self-driving car to make an emergency stop.
Right,
And of course
yeah.
you don't want that. So,
Yes.
so what you see in these kinds of systems, it's actually safety, security, cybersecurity, like Robert addressed, reliability and availability go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So that's new, I would say, compared to the traditional techniques we had 20 or maybe 100 years ago.
Yeah, naturally. Well, it's a tremendous challenge, but it's nice to know that Liftinstituut and companies like KONE have the safety remains the top priority, and then everything else falls from that. So good that that's there. Well, thank you for this important work, and thank you, Robert and Willem, for joining us. And thank you for joining us at home for another Liftinstituut expert session. All of our expert sessions are on our YouTube channel, so you can search for Liftinstituut and click subscribe to follow along. Liftinstituut expert sessions are also in podcast form. If you go to your favorite podcast app and search for Liftinstituut, you can find us there as well. If you have a topic you'd like to see discussed in a future expert session, then let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.